can be supported to improve on their exports. Now, among the key recommendations is to recapitalize UDC as well as support local investors to do business.
Business is one sector that has potential to partly address the issue of unemployment. However, to fast-track the effectiveness of direct and indirect creation of jobs, it is high time more investment is done in the industrial sector.
We're exporting about 23% of our goods manufactured. But even what we are calling manufactured goods here, there are a lot of questions about it. They are really not manufactured, it's just processing, primary processing, value addition. But when you talk of real manufacturing, like transforming a raw material into a finished product, we are still doing very badly on that front.
Because we export goods worth $714 million to Kenya and import 517 US dollars from Kenya. So that shows we have actually exceeded the trade volumes.
Business proprietors argue that there is lack of clear strategy for industry and support to local investors.
We want to see how we support them on branding, on general marketing, on hand-holding them to the market, and this is Uganda Export Promotions Board support.
By 2040, Uganda is projected to export 50% of its services, but possible interventions are key to achieve this objective. There is need to capitalize UDB, UDC, and as well increasing funds to Uganda Export Promotions Board, WOBOS, and UIA.
Government was using Uganda Development Corporation to invest. Now that it is back, it needs full support. By giving it that capitation, which government talked about, they need to capitalize it by about 500 billion. To me, it's peanuts, but it would be a good beginning if they got it lump sum and gave it to them.
The good news, however, is that Buy Uganda, Build Uganda supports industrial policy. There is increased commitment from the private sector, improved infrastructure, and relatively stable political environment. Sandra Kaunde-Gaba, UBC Business.
Thank you so much, Sandra Kahule. Now we're going to take you in for our Sounds of Business real quick, and then we'll be back with our insight and discussion. As today, I must be very honest with you, is a day that many people may not probably recognize or even talk about, as so many times people think, well, it's a quite obvious, but I don't think it's quite obvious, just so you know. So we shall be coming back later on, as we shall be looking at the Know Your Customer Day. And of course, we'll be having someone there from Service Excellence Africa Limited, and we'll be discussing that. And of course, later on, we have someone else from Jumia. So it's quite content-filled morning. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us. You know, when we're back here, in the studios, there's a number of things that happen. I've been having a quick chat with my guest today, and of course, it's very, very important discussion that we're going to be having this particular morning. And with me is Agnes Animo, and she's a consultant at Service Excellence Africa Limited. Now, one might be wondering, what is Service Excellence Africa Limited? But she's going to tell us that. Before she does that, you're very welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for having
me.
You
came quite early this morning. I was like, yeah, this is someone that's ready to come and sit and tell us more about what they do. But real quick, Service Excellence Africa Limited.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Well, thank you so much for having me once again. Now, Service Excellence Africa Limited was conceived in Uganda particularly. We've been in existence since 2011. And what our challenge in the economy has been, yes, we are a group of experts that teamed up. We wanted to know, how do we impact on our business, our economy? Right now, the goal is to build Uganda by Uganda. We want to move from a low income status to a middle income. However, the basics are actually left out. It's not what we are doing. Research has shown that close to 80% of our businesses collapse within the first 5 years of existence.
That is true.
And what is causing that? So that is how service excellence was perceived.
So you came to fill this gap and see why. Okay, so then what do you get to do now to address this issue that you've now discovered, yes, as Service Excellence Africa? Then how do you come in and say, well, we need to actually fill this gap? And what do you do to make sure that is worked on?
Yeah, what we do quite a number of things. We tackle a number of areas, but today I'm going to narrow it down to customer experience and customer service. Well, in the business, in Uganda today, when I talk to you about customer service, what impression do you have? Automatic, in hindsight, when you talk about customer service.
Yeah, it's quite wanting from the way I see it.
You see. And most people associate it to just smiles and nothing more. Yes, I come, how may I help you? Hello, how did I serve you today? And
well, we're told it's about the smiles.
Well, that is wrong. That is just a component, a bit of it. Yeah? So now, it's actually world over. We have become a global market. We're not competing just with customers within Uganda. We're not competing with vendors within Uganda. We're in a global village. So how do we drive that? So now, what we do is in line with that. We should move our mindset from focusing on customer service. Customer service is not a department. Customer service is actually what we call customer experience. Yes? So how do we create sustainability? How do we drive our businesses to ensure that the customer that we are all targeting for becomes a loyal customer? How do they gain our trust? Be it whatever sector, whether you're in the banking sector, the financial sector, as long as you're in the private sector, there is no business that is a monopoly. Yes. So now the drive is, how do we focus on the soft skills to actually retain our customers? One important research that I can just quickly chip in is, you know, by doing the conventional ways of doing that we've been practicing actually, you know, selling. I come to you, I tell you, oh, I have this nice outfit. Are you willing to buy? Oh, then I call you all these nice names. No. We're no longer doing that. Yes. We do not want to come up with our products, then shove it down to the customer. You're like, take it or leave it. But yes,
like here it is in your face.
Take it or leave it. And when you don't want to take it, they will tell you all these niceties. Oh, it's this, it's that. They tell you what it's not actually the fact. Yeah, we want to base on facts to first of all sell our businesses to ensure sustainability of the businesses. In addition to that, how do we ensure that we also compete with with other competitors? Without actually focusing on our competition, but we are focusing on the very important person in the equation, and that is the customer.
Now let's get this straight. Yeah. When we talk about this, you know the saying of the customer is the what? Is the
Mahatma Gandhi said it. is the most important person in our premises.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then some people say, same one, but differently put, that the
Yes.
customer is always
Right.
right.
Yes.
And I want to think that sometimes these things are misinterpreted or misused. Or So take us through some of those components. If we're talking about the customer experience,
Yeah.
if I have a business, what are those things?
Now, customer service or customer experience is not a today's object. It's not just a one-day show.
Yeah.
Or, some people say, okay, let's say I am giving you this, I'm selling this product at a discount or
yeah.
what. No, discounts actually do not create loyal customers. Customer service or customer experience, the bottom line is to create trust in the buyer, that is the consumer, and eventually create loyalty. Once we have those loyal customers, they become advocates. So now the end goal of customer experience is to ensure that we find ways, acceptable ways of making our customers advocates for our products.
So what makes a good customer
So
experience?
what makes a good customer experience? First of all, as a leader, as you have a business, you have to be an example to the rest. Yes, you have to be an example to the rest. Meaning, you have what you believe in is what your employees are going to take on. Yes, if you're willing to drive your business, in a sales-driven way, in a carrot and stick measure, that is how your staff are also going to perceive it.
true.
Yes. So what is a component? This is a whole organization-wide area. Let me just quickly outline. Customer experience will involve ideally 3 departments in any organization. You'll have the customer service, you'll have the HR, and you'll have the marketing.
Yes.
So how do they fit into place? Yeah. Customer experience is about, 1, listen to your customer. I come to you and I'm like, oh, I noticed you like putting on maybe dresses or you like such hair. So do you have any preferences? Yeah. So what does that do? It means it involves you understanding your customer. Yeah. It is not all about saying, I've come up with a product in the market and then I throw it to them and I'm like, take it or leave it. And that is what most of our businesses are suffering from. You come up with a product, you don't do your market research, and you think that the rest of the public will perceive it as something that's suitable for them. What you want to do is to bring value to the customer. You have to create a product that actually ensures that they get value from you and you're building them. Yeah? You're improving their status. So the components, if I just quickly mention those 3 departments, when you talk about HR, if say you are an entertainment company, so when you sit down with your HR, you're going to ask them or you explain to them the qualities of the people they should hire. Yes? Then, in addition to the hiring, there is the training component. So how are you going to train those the employees to actually believe in the brand? Now, as customer service, how do you keep a track? Yes? The track of, yes, the customer has given me this information. Now, as HR, I'm bringing in the employees. I am amending my training to ensure that they understand what we need to deliver on. Customer service will come up with the measurements. How do I measure? How do I track that we are still on board? Yes? And then we have the marketing. Now, marketing is the brand promise. Now, when they listen to my discussion, customer service and HR discussing human resources, now marketing will quickly start thinking about what is our brand promise. Is it that we are promising to deliver fast service? We are promising to deliver, 1, timely. We make the customer feel welcome. We make now maybe for those that fly a lot, is it that we are promising to give you first class service in economy class? You see? So now that is how the components involve those 3. So once you put it together, it's definitely the leadership that will have to drive it. Yes, you've understood your organizational goal. So now how do we ensure that we deliver? If right from the MD you have the belief that you can actually achieve, then you're going to, the employees, the bottom line, will see how you're behaving, then they will also emulate.
And that's quite common, yes? What people have learned to understand as customer service is what we get when you walk into a store, a shop, someone to help guide you, or even our telecom companies. Those are the ones that have given us the picture of customer care, and you find that someone is not patient with you as a customer because they don't have faith in the product. And so many times we don't think about that behind. If you find a very keen customer, they'll be like, I think if you don't trust your own product, I cannot trust it.
Indeed, definitely.
So that's very key, really, to look at. So now let's look at these three components. You know, one, when you talk customer experience, one is like human resource, okay? You know, and now that you've explained, I get it, yes? Because it starts from who's running this business, who is working for this business, and at the end of the day, the client. So it's a chain.
Yes, it's a triad, yes.
So we don't have a culture of research.
No.
Someone will start up something because that's what they want to start up, not because I've made my research and this could be much more suitable for me, or is the kind of problem to be addressed.
Yes.
Why do we see things like this? What's going on? Because businesses just start up because someone felt like.
Yes, you start a business, you think you're going to make profits, but you forget the customer. Well, it's time for change. That's why we are here. We are sensitizing the nation. And we're tired of trying to do things the same way, expecting different results. That is not going to build our nation. That is not. We believe that as a steward, we should all be stewards in our own areas. Strive as much as possible to leave things better than you found them. Like now, you in your area, yes? How do you ensure that you leave something better than you found it? Yes?